All right. Welcome to another episode of the Empowerment School, where we're making empowerment a daily habit. This is the show where I teach you the art and science of empowerment. Yes, I'm going to show you step by step how to be more empowered. All right, folks, I'm your coach and your host, Monish, and today's episode we're going to be talking about change. Now, the thing is, all of us want to change. We want different things in our life, right? Some of us want to lose some weight, right? We're like, okay, well, I want to be skinny, right? Other people want to stop smoking. Some people want to be in a relationship. The thing is, we all want different things, and we're going to need to get those skills, behaviors, attitudes that's going to let us have those things in our life. Now, what causes that process to be so difficult, that process of change? Well, the thing is, we're going to be talking about this extensively today. There's a little big thing called homeostasis. And as human beings, we all have this internal drive to stay the same. All right? And when you want to change yourself, homeostasis is always going to be there battling with you. So if you understand it, if you know what's going on like I do, you're going to be able to rapidly change yourself so you can quickly get the things you want in your life. So listen up. I'm going to be starting with a story about homeostasis and how I had to deal with it recently. So about 3 to 4 months ago, I actually was looking into life coaching meetup groups, right? I wanted to connect with other coaches. So I decided, hey, I'll go to an event, see how it is. It's the first time for me to go actually go to this event. And, I was a little nervous when I was there. It's a little bit different, but whatever, I'm empowered. No big deal. Right. And actually, at the end of the event, I had such a good time. I learned so much. I met new people. I made friends, and I said to myself, man, I'm going to come back because this is such a cool event. But guess what? All right. This is the funny thing. I didn't come back. And in fact, I still haven't gone back. What actually causes me to sort of stay at home? That's the funny thing. What causes me to not go back to that place? The thing that causes me to stay the same is homeostasis, all right? So let me show you what exactly is going on. It's very important to understand this, okay? So this is the thing, right? I started off in my comfort zone, right? I was at home, doing fine, and I decided, hey, I'm going to change. I want to become someone who interacts with coaches, okay? I want to change at an identity level. I want to be that guy who networks with other people, all right? And I thought of that internally, but I just wanted this change. So I went to some place that was not so comfortable, right? And I went to this networking event. What happened? Well, I survived, right? I was okay. I was like, wow, this is great, right? And I thought, okay, well, hey, I got out of my comfort zone. This must be my new comfort zone. I'm going to start going to these events weekly, all right? Because I saw some positive benefit to it. But this is the weird thing. Even though logically I knew, okay, well, hey, there was some positive benefit to this, even though I did have a good time, what happened? I snapped back, right? Like a rubber band effect. Okay. I went back to point zero, and although I am doing other things, right? That process didn't work for me. Homeostasis kicked in. I couldn't shift at a deeper level. That rubber band effect kicked in. So what happened, right? And how do I sort of counter this? Because this is very important for me. I want to grow as an individual. I want to learn more about coaching and meet other coaches. So this is some homeostasis facts for you guys so you understand what is going on. All right, so the first fact of homeostasis, it is an innate drive to stay the same. All right, this is an internal physiological thing. All right, we have internally something that keeps our physiology and temperature the same. Now, I don't understand the physiology enough, but I'm guessing that when you change, there's some stuff that goes on biologically, right? So our body is also working naturally to keep us at a balanced state. This is healthy, balanced internal state. Also, homeostasis also deals with making sure your emotions are kind of in a good alignment. Okay? The other thing to know about homeostasis, and this is the thing, this is if coaches had any enemy, I know having enemies is a not so empowering thing. If they have any enemy out there, my enemy is homeostasis, all right? It is the enemy of change. It's trying to keep you into your old habits, your bad ways of behaving, of thinking, of your attitudes that aren't working for you. Okay? And this is the thing, right? So homeostasis is definitely your enemy. You got to counter it, all right? And it's doable, but I'm going to show you how. So this is the thing. You got to understand that 90% of your day is on autopilot. Okay, some of that homeostasis is that stuff you're doing automatically. All right, and thank God for it too as well. It's not really your enemy; it's kind of your frenemy, I guess. Right? It's you make friends with your homeostasis enemy, right? So understand this, right? Homeostasis is an innate drive to stay the same. It's the enemy of change. And know that 90% of your day is on autopilot. You drive to work, you brush your teeth, hopefully, you take a shower, hopefully, you eat, you do all these things. Most of the time, you're not doing anything new. It's all the same stuff. You're thinking the same way, making decisions the same way. That's fine, right? But this is the thing. You want to change. When you want to change, you need to understand how can you do it. So I want to go over what usually doesn't work. Okay, there's a lot of methods out there for change, and I'm going to share with you my own perspective on what doesn't work usually. So I have 4 of these listed out, right? And I put an asterisk around what usually doesn't work. The first thing I'm going to put on here is weekend transformations. Okay, and here's the caveat, right? A lot of people promise weekend transformations. You come to this class or event, and dude, you're going to change, right? The problem with that is sometimes, there is change, but a lot of the times you just get pumped up and motivated. But real transformation, real change at a really, specific level that, you're just a completely different person doesn't usually happen. Yes, you do learn a lot of good things, and I actually do very much promote going to weekend transformation courses and things like that. Yes, you are going to learn a ton. Okay, but what I actually encourage is more of that, right? Go to a whole bunch of weekend transformations. All right, and I'll go into that. Why is that important? Why is it important to repeat and keep on becoming engaged, right? So weekend transformations usually don't work because it's just the weekend, man. But once in a while it can work. And there's so much good stuff out there. I don't want to discourage that. But the thing is to understand is that being pumped up and motivated is not the real thing. You need to understand what's going on at a deeper level. And if there's courses out there that help you do that, and they will provide you some change, and it's good. Okay. Other thing is, what usually doesn't work is just reading one book. One book doesn't really change. Yeah, you learn some new things, new concepts. I'm all for that. But really, it's, you can't just say, okay, honey, I read that one new book. I'm fine now. No. You read 5 or 6 books, right? Another thing, dipping. Dipping is another thing that usually doesn't work. One-offs, right? Like I said before, one book, one weekend transformation. I read that one quote. Oh my God, what an epiphany. Who hasn't said that? What an epiphany, right? That usually doesn't work. And last thing, being nice usually doesn't work. We usually tend to think, this is our secret agreement, that being nice is going to get you everything in the world. No, being nice doesn't work. You need to work hard on it. So the question is, what does work, right? And we're going to go over that. There's about, I think, 5 things that I think that really works. And you know what? If there's another one, I want to hear from you guys. What works for you? What gets you to change? But these are the 5 that I think are healthy. These are the ones that have worked for me. And these are the ones I recommend you start with, right? So if you have an area of your life that you want to change and you want to fight homeostasis, one of the easiest things is to aim for incremental changes. Okay, coaches believe in incremental changes. We give you assignments. We make sure you do little baby steps. Make sure you're making progress, okay? Get used to the habit of taking incremental change. Buddha once said, a jug fills drop by drop. Okay, and people always give that analogy that you can only build a house brick by brick. Okay, incremental change, right? That's very key. Take the baby steps. You have a big goal, go take the baby steps. Another thing that I find works is repetition, daily reinforcement. You need to retrain your subconscious mind, right? That has that same old pattern to do something different. You need to reprogram that, okay? And there's ways to do that. There's tons of programs out there that help you do that, and we'll go over that as well. But repetition, doing something over and over and over again helps a lot. Daily reinforcement, it's awesome. Keeping notes for yourself, that's a really good way. Vision board, seeing something every day, writing affirmations over and over again. Those help, man. Those help. Do it. Another thing that works is structures of accountability. Structures of accountability. This means that, hey, you realize you're late. So what you do is you set up your alarm so you're an hour early. That's a structure you've set up. Another thing is you have a friend that you work with and you say, hey, man, I'll pay you $10 if I don't go to the gym every day, right? That's kind of extreme, but you could do that. I've heard people doing more extreme, $100 a day. Okay, that's a structure of accountability. Setting up structures works, asking other people to keep you accountable, being creative with your accountability. It's awesome. I've heard of a lot of really cool things. We'll go into that as well. It's super, super helpful to have that. Another thing that works is group work. I was talking about the weekend transformation. In the weekend transformation stuff, you're going to find group work, okay? Working with a group, a mastermind group, what they call a mastermind group, where you actually connect with friends weekly and talk about your progress in something. It's awesome. There's tons of communities online where you can get some help and support. Dude, the empowermentschool.com. Come on, man. I have that. That's set up so you have some group help. I'm there. I'm engaging with you. Other people are there, right? So group work definitely helps you change. It allows for people to hold you to a higher standard. So group works definitely fights homeostasis. Another thing that definitely works is engagement. Okay, look, I know a lot of people that read books and do all this stuff, but they're only data collecting. And I used to be this person. I used to just read tons of books and do a lot of things. I talked about one-offs, how they don't work. Well, I'd do a lot of things, man. But one of the things I wouldn't do is I wouldn't apply those things. Okay, intellectual understanding is one thing, but applying it, engaging in it is really big. Intellectual understanding will take you to a certain level, but I think it's more important that you apply it to your life as well. Okay, so this is the thing, right? We just talked about 5 really good ways to counter homeostasis. Okay, and those are the things that I think works. You focus on those things and you're going to become more empowered. You're going to change more rapidly than other people. Okay, and if you can do one of them, great. If you can do 2 of them, great. Just keep on engaging, man. Keep on doing one of these things and you're going to be fine, all right? Just develop that muscle. So let's go over it again. What works? 1, incremental change, okay? Baby steps. 2, repetition and daily reinforcement. Doing something over and over and over again, hammering it to your subconscious mind. I want this thing. I want this thing. I want to change. 3, structures of accountability, okay? Teaming up with other friends, challenging yourself, putting some system in place so that you remember to do something or you reward yourself for doing something. Those are structures of accountability. Group work, okay? Working with a group and sort of getting them to give you feedback, getting them to challenge you. Awesome. Engagement. The last one, number 5. I'm sorry, I didn't number them. But number 5, engagement. Engagement is where you actually not just intellectually understand something, but you apply it. You go ask people questions. You don't just passively understand something. No, you actively understand something. Take notes. Be a part of it. Go challenge yourself. Go outside. Go experiment, right? That is engaging with it. That's going to sort of bring about those change. All these things, 1 through 5, okay? Incremental change, repetition, structures of accountability, group work, engagement. They're all retraining your subconscious mind. Okay, and I'm going to talk about that later. My specific expertise is NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, and don't get into the fancy, the wording of it, but really I understand the subconscious mind really well, and I know these things will work for you. Start with any of them, share how it's been for you, okay? All right, guys, this is the Empowerment School, okay? The homework for this week, or for today, or whatever you want to do, all right? It's up to you. The homework I want you guys to do to understand the concept of homeostasis is this. Find one area of your life you would like to improve, okay? Next, use what works, right? I went over a section of what works to counter homeostasis, and create something that either has incremental change, repetition, structures of accountability, group work, or engagement involved, okay? One of those 5 things, one of those 5 processes, okay, set that up in that area of your life that you'd like to improve and share with us what exactly you set up, okay? I'm telling you, if you do a few of those things, if you do one of those things a lot, it's going to help bring about your change much more rapidly. All right, guys, this has been the end of the episode. Thank you so much for listening in. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned a lot. If you want to listen and watch some more videos and of course, subscribe to my podcast, videos, podcast, same thing. This is in both formats. Go to www.theempowermentschool.com. That's theempowermentschool.com. And that's where you're going to find more empowering videos. I'll be there. Ask any questions, share your comments. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you again. I'm your coach. I'm your friend. I'm your host, Monish, and stay empowered.